Hey guys, Jermaine Morgan here, and today I'm talking about the Lydian Mode. And not only that, I'm going to show you how to use this in gospel quartet. So stay tuned. All right, so welcome back. We've been on this quartet series where I've been breaking down how to use the modes in gospel quartet. Some of you may not be familiar with this genre, and I really think this is a misunderstood genre of music because there's so many different ways you can play a lot of things. But I'm hoping to shed some light to some of you who are interested in playing more gospel music or getting a little deeper into gospel music and figuring out how all this other stuff that we learn, how it fits into gospel music and understanding what it is we actually play. Now for today's lesson, we're in the key of G. We're playing this old traditional type gospel quartet drive. Now there are a lot of different types of gospel quartet drives, so I just wanted to do this one in particular because this is for my more traditional gospel quartet people who may play with older groups or play with groups who like to sing the older music, like Pilgrim Jubilees, for example, that play that type of music. You got to go way back to hear some of that stuff. But this is to give you an idea of how we use some of this stuff. And for some of you who are watching this, you may already use this particular pattern that I'm showing you, but you don't know what it's called exactly because a lot of us in gospel, we play by ear, so we don't know a lot of this theory stuff. So hopefully I'll shed some light on what you're already doing, which is kudos to you. You know what you're already playing because you hear it, but you may not know what it's called. So here's the progression of the drive. We start on the 1, 4, back to the 1, 1, then we go to the 6, back to the 1, 4, 1, and that's the same thing, 1, 1, 4, 1, 1, we're still there, to the 6, 1, 4, 1. Now the thing right off the bat that you'll notice in a lot of gospel quartet music, it's a lot of filling in the blanks because your progression might be just on a 1 chord, but when you're playing this type of drive in particular, you have to do a little bit more movement on the bass instead of playing just a simple. In certain places that will work, but on this particular type of drive, you have to move the bass line a little bit. So even though we're on the 1, I'm moving around. So that's what you're hearing, all those in between notes. Now we'll get more into that type of the bass line in the monthly membership lesson. If you want to hang around at the end, I'll get more into that type of the style of music. Now, as far as how I'm introducing this Lydian mode into the line, for those of you that don't know what Lydian is, it simply goes, if we're following this scale, if we're in the key of C, Lydian is from F to F, following the notes of the scale. So it would sound like this in the key of C. Okay, I'll do that again slower. But like I said, for today's lesson, we're actually in the key of G, and following the notes of the scale, it would be the exact same thing, but I would be playing it starting on the C because I'm using it in the actual position where it will fall. I'm using it in that 4th position in the key of G. So right off, most of you might hear that sound and say, man, that scale sounds really weird. I'm going to tell you a place where you've probably heard that scale. If you've ever watched any Simpsons cartoon at all, you've probably heard the sound of the Lydian scale. The theme song, when it comes on, plays the Lydian scale. That's the entire Lydian scale that they play in the song. So that's basically what it is, but we're taking it away from that type of sound and figuring out how to use it in quartet. So you heard me use it twice in the example that I played. Now the first way I played is when I went to the 4. That's how I use it. So I'm playing over, we was over the 1. Then we went to the 4. Now, many of you have heard bass players do that a lot over the years, especially people like Jocko and those different people, but that's basically all they're taking. They're taking notes from that Lydian mode, which is it's just over the 4. Now you can use that same mode, and if we want to get more deeper into it and talking about the theory aspect of it, and use it in the 1 position and get a completely different thing. Kind of like they did with the Simpsons theme song, but I don't want to go that deep into it right now. I just want to find a practical way that you can actually use this week if you have a quartet gig, or if you have something that's more traditional, or it don't even have to be a quartet groove. You can use this over the 4 if you're in a major key. I'll play it in context so you can hear how I did that. Here we go. So there you heard when I went to the 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, and I used the same notes of the scale to get me out. 5, 6, 7, 1. That's still part of the scale. Okay? Just a really simple way to use that Lydian mode there. Now the second way I did it, I went an octave down. If you have a 5-string bass, you can pull this off. If you have a 4-string bass, it's going to be a little more difficult because I'm using my B string for the second way that I did it. I still went to the 4 on this particular one. And this moves a little faster. Same notes, I just rearranged them a little bit. So we're going from the 1. I'm leading to that 4, so I'm going. You see what I'm doing? Again, on the 4. Now, if you want to do it on the 4th string and you want to do it up an octave, it's the exact same thing. Okay, again. Now the rhythm is just a little different from the first one we did. So now let's do that in context. Let's do it again. This time we'll do it up an octave. And so you notice both times on both ways that I did it, I used the 5, 6, 7, 1 to get me out. Because in that walking progression that we'll get more into on the monthly membership, that's just an easier way to get out of it. And you're not being too busy with this particular feel. It's not like a lick or anything that you're playing. It's still part of the pocket, still part of the bass line. So if you are playing quartet or gospel quartet music, you can still get away with doing this line and not feeling like you're doing too much. So guys, this is it for this lesson, and these are just 2 ways you can use the Lydian scale in gospel quartet music. This is what I need you guys to do. I have 2 more lessons that I'm going to do in this gospel quartet series, but if you'd like for me to continue in this gospel area, kind of exposing some of the things, some of the secrets of gospel music, comment below on some of the things that you'd like for me to talk about as it pertains to gospel music in general. I know I've been getting a lot of comments from some of you who've been enjoying a lot of the lessons. So let me know some of the things you'd like to see in some of the upcoming videos. Like I said, we have 2 more weeks. I'm going to break down a few more of the modes as it pertains to the gospel quartet. And then we're going to move on to something else. But let me know in the comments what you'd like to see moving forward. If you want more of this lesson, check the link in the description. I look forward to seeing you guys over in the monthly membership lessons. Take care. I'm out. Hey, thanks for watching today's video. And listen, if you enjoyed the content, click the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on my notifications so you can be notified each week once I post a new video. I really appreciate you guys being here, and check it out. If you want more content like this, and if you want to get even more in depth on the bass lessons, remember to head over to JermaineMorgan.net. There I have many more bass lessons. I talk a little bit more in depth on some of these subjects that we've covered here on YouTube, and I also have music. Most of you don't know, but I am an artist as well, so I do have music available there. If you want to hear me really play, I have music there, so check it out, and I will see you guys on next week. Thank you. I'm out of here.